Binding to a collection of elements is a slightly different story rather than binding to a plain object, though they are similar. As you remember from the controls module, WPF provides the whole stack of so-called items controls. They host collections of objects. If we want to display a collection, we use one of those items controls. In order to refer to a collection, you should set the item's source property. All items controls expose this property. When you set this property, objects in the collection become a data context for each UI element rendered by the items control. In order to display each item in the collection as you want them to look like, you can set a data template for the item template property. Let's look how it works in practice. You can see here that I've created a list of craftsman type objects. Nothing special. We're going to bind it with a list box. Let's see what's going on in the XAML file. I've created here a list box. Here I've set its item source property. It references our list. We have access to that list because the data context is our Windows instance. Data context is set at the window level. And here you can see that I use a data template. Data template is declared in the resources list of a window. We will look at WPF resources more closely in this course later, but for now it's sufficient to understand that this data template will be applied to each item of the list box. Data template's property data type point to the type craftsman. If data type is set, then XAML editor allows to use IntelliSense while setting data bindings inside the template. That's how it works. This is an extremely powerful technique. I've added a button here, which adds a new item into the list. Let's look at the click event handler. As you can see, I just add a new craftsman to the list. Let's run the application and look if it works. I'll click the button, and list box doesn't see any new items. The problem is that we use a list as a collection. List doesn't support notifications. There's a special type which solves this problem: observable collection. Observable collection implements iNotify property changed as well as iNotify collection changed. Let's change our list to observable collection and see if it works. Observable collection. And we will change it here. Let's run the application. I'll click the button, and we see that list box now see the new craftsman. In the next lecture, you'll get acquainted with the data grid, the most powerful items control.